example 2. Now we are going to do some word problems. You do not need to write it all down if you do not want to. I will underline the things you need to do. Okay, Tony purchased a rare 1959 Gibson Les Paul guitar in 2000 for $12,000. Experts estimate that its value will increase by 14% per year. Write an equation and estimate when his guitar will be $60,000. So, the price that he paid for it is going to be our A. If we go back to our function, so we had our function A times B to the X. We have our A is the price he paid, so 12,000, so F of X equals 12,000. And our B is our percent. However, when we do our percent to the X, percents need to be written as decimals. Percents need to be written as decimals. So to do that, we need to take our 100 because the decimal is always, or percent is always 100. If it's an increase, you add. We're going to add our percent, which is our 14. So 100 plus 14 is 114. Change this to a decimal. And to do that, we need to take this the decimals back here, take 2 to the left. So 1.14, and I'm going to put that right here. That is our equation. So this is how much he paid for it. It has increased by 14%, so that increase is the 100 plus that 14, and change it to a decimal instead of a percent. So increase means add. Increase is the add there. Okay, so if I want it to be $60,000, that's saying that this is $60,000. Now, there's a couple ways of doing this. How I'm going to show you to do it, because I know you don't have calculators at home, it's kind of a guess and check. So I'm going to start plugging numbers in for X until I get this to say $60,000. Okay, so I'm going to take my calculator and just literally type in 12,000, or sorry, 12,000 times, or parentheses, 1.14 to the power of, and let's say 5. Okay? If I put a 5 in here, so if I type this in my calculator, it's going to give me 23,105. Okay? We need to get up to 60,000. We are nowhere close, so I'm going to pick a bigger number. I'm going to type it all in again, but instead of 5, let's say I chose 10. So let's say I plugged it all in again, and I chose 10. This time I got 44,487. That's still not big enough, so we're going to keep going until we get there. So let's say I choose, 15. I'm just going up by 5s just for the sake of it. I get 85,655. And these all have decimals too, and that's okay. That is much bigger than what I need, so it's somewhere between 10 and 15. Because my 60,000 is between here. 60,000 is a little bit closer to the 44, so I'm going to pick a number closer to about halfway. So halfway would be either 12 or 13. Let's see which one works. Let's say we chose 12. That's going to give me 57,814. 15, sorry. And if I chose 13, it would get me 5,909. So which one is it closer to? It is closer to the 12. So since it's closer to the 12, it's going to be in 12 years. So our answer is in 12 years. And if it's in 12 years, what year will that be? We started in 2000, right? We started in 2000, add 12, so at the year 2012, he will have his guitar worth about $60,000. Let's try B. In 1981, the Australian humpback whale, so we need 1981, our population was 350 and has increased at a rate of 14% each year. Write a function and predict when the population will reach $20,000. So we always need, when we start at 350, we get multiplied by a percent to the x power. So we've got, remember we start at 100, it says increase, so I add that 14. Once again, it's 114. My decimal's back here. I've got to change it to a decimal instead of percent because it's currently percent, so change it by moving it to the left. So this is our equation. We're going to start guessing random numbers to get it to 20,000. So 350 times 1.14, let's say to the 5 again. You can pick any number. I'm just choosing the 5 because it's easy. So we're at 674. So we're not there yet. So let's pick a much bigger number. So because it increases exponentially, that means it increases a lot. So say I went with 350, 1.14 to the 15. 2,498. But we want it to be 20,000, so we still have a ways to go. Okay? That's still much bigger than that. So let's pick a number that's bigger. Like 25. And that gives me 9,262. We're getting closer, but we're still not there yet. So let's pick 350, 1.14 to the 30, and I get 17,833. So we're getting close. Let's try 350 and do 31. And I get 20,329. So, if I want an exact number or a closer number, we know that it's between 30 and 31 because 20,000 is between here. So if we have 30 and 31, so if I start doing decimals, so like 350, it's a lot closer to that 31 though, right? So let's pick a high decimal. So like 30.7. And I get 19,546. Super close. I'm going to write them all in, or I'm going to type them all in. If I put 0.8, I'm going to get 19,000, so I'm not there yet. So if I go and put 0.9, 30.9, I'm going to get 20,064. So at what point do I reach it? Is at 30.9 years. So my answer is 30.9 years. I won't make you go more than a tenth there. The value of a truck bought new for $28,000 decreases 9.5% each year. So this is different because it's a decrease. Write a function and predict when the value will fall to $5,000. So we have our f of x equals our starting price, which is the 28,000, times our percent. However, when it decreases, you're going to take 100 minus the percent. So we've got 100 minus the 9.5. And then I'm just going to plug that in my calculator, and I get 90.5. If you want to do that in your head, awesome. Now, we need to take that and move that same decimal to the left. So 0.905. If you want to put a 0 here, you can. So 0.905. So that is our equation. Now, we need to predict when it will be $5,000. So once again, I'm just going to kind of guess and check here. So if I plug my 5 in there, just because I like using my 5, I don't need that f of x there, sorry. I get 16,998. We are not to $5,000 yet, so I'm going to keep going. So say that I chose 10. $10,319. We're getting closer. Let's say I chose 15. 6,265. We want it to be below 5,000. We're getting close. So let's just go ahead and start year by year. If I plug in 16, I'm going to get 5,669. Getting closer. So if I choose 17, 5,131. So we're close. So what was that? Let me go and write that one down, because we're really close here. Say I change that to an 18. So if it was that equals, so if I said when it falls below, if I said falls below, it'll be year 18. But because I want, when I say fall to, I need the exact to the 10th. So somewhere between 17 and 18. So that's when I go back and put 17.5. And 17.5 is already below the 5,000 mark. So we'll go back and do 17.3 is 4,979. So if I do 0.2, it's above there. So if I want to do, I said it was 17.3. That is 5,000, oops, sorry. I was looking at my other one that I just did, 17.2. We've got 4,979. So that's the first time it falls below our 5,000 mark. So in about 17.3 years. So our answer is 17.3 years. Try D on your own.